Welcome to RWX Rob. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should probably edit that out, but I'm not going to. That's because I just like chugged the beer because I wanted to start a stream and didn't want my beer to get warm. Don't chug a beer right before you stream. I'm really sorry. I promise we're doing things here. So we have a really critical imperative at work for me to figure out if YAML marshalling using the V2 or the V3 library from YAML, the same ones used by Kubernetes and Kind, which are two different libraries, by the way. And we're going to talk about that and why you should use the one or the other and what they're better for and what the pros and cons of each. And I'm actually here. I'm actually here at my my happy little place. This is my lab, rdvxrob/lab on GitHub, and lab go YAML specifically. And then I always put my little things in here and break stuff. And you can see that I've already figured out how to do inline. This is actually a really, really cool thing. And I remember I used to say, what's the best way to learn Go? Go read good code and get ideas from it. That's exactly how I learned this. I got this from Kind. So Kind, if you don't know Kind, what is Kubernetes? Kind, I believe he got an award. Ben Yeller got an award for this. Huge fan. One of my top 10 fans of developers. So you can actually go get Kind. Let me go. I'll show you how I got it. We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and I like Kind way better than Minikube. I've gone back and forth between the two. I will be completely honest. But I am a huge Kind fan these days, especially now that I've seen the internal source code. The internal source code of Minikube is horrible. I think it's horrible. There, I said it. But Kind is not. Kind is actually very elegant. It's very well written Go code. There's no wonder. I've heard that the guy who wrote it, I think it's Ben the Elder, got an award. So I am trying to find. I think it's actually a SIG sub Kubernetes project. So let me go see if I can find. I'm trying to find the source for you, so you can enjoy it with me. Kubernetes. Where is it? Is it SIG? Source code for Kind. It's a subgroup. I believe it's a sub project. It's like a sub repo under Kubernetes. Kubernetes uses GitHub submodules, which I hate. There it is. It's Kubernetes SIGs Kind. Kubernetes SIGs Kind. Okay, so let's go do that. Clone Kubernetes SIGs Kind. This will get it. This will download it for us so we can go look at the source code. Isn't that cool? You know you want that command. You know you do. There it is. You want me to send it to you? I'll send it to you. Here you go. You know you want it. I'm going to send you that. So there is the URL. I will post it for you. Probably won't be around on YouTube by the time you're watching it because they cycle them out, but that is it. If you want your own clone command, which by the way has to be a function. Why? Because it's CDs and current directory is the state of the current bash shell. And if you do a subshell for any program, it won't maintain the shell. So that's actually why that's a function. All right. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and look at this. This is the actual Kind source code. And this is where I got all my ideas for parsing YAML that I'm sorry in my lab that I showed you just now over here, right? So this idea of, this map string any, which is 1.18 plus, if you're typing interface this, I feel so sorry for you. I feel sorry for you for one of two reasons. Either you don't know that you can do any now, or you're being forced to use something besides 1.18. And if so, I will quit before I code anything not 1.18 or greater at this point. I am not even exaggerating. That is, there are too many jobs out there for Go programmers. I am picky now. I will never code anything that is the empty interface. I just will not do it. I won't under any circumstances. I don't care how old your code is. If your code base says something that I need to update and it's broken and it can't go to 1.18, like, I don't know, customize. Hey, computer nerd, Anya, you're back at home. Survived the hurricane. Say hi to YouTube, Anya. Yeah, Anya's one of our hackers here. Much more of a hacker than me. She could teach me some things, I'm sure. So anyway, so here we are. So we've got what have we got here? We have a bunch of code that is in. I mean, the only thing. I mean, come on, Ben. Why did you use makefile? Yeah, git blame. I want to see who did makefile. Who made the makefile? Of course, Ben the Elder made the makefile. I blame him. But Ben the Elder, Ben, I've never met you, Benjamin Elder, but I am a huge fan of your Go code, and that's no small feat. I've never met Benjamin Elder, and I'm looking forward to it one day because I am a huge fan of Ben's Go code. He writes very, very good Go code. Anyway, so even though he uses a makefile, I'm sure it's justified. I'm sure it's justified. I am always harsh on people who use makefiles. Oh my god. Did you really think having no white space in this file was a good idea? Oh, my friends. Somebody thought having no white space in their entire fucking makefile was a good idea. The points in my book have just gone down significantly. That's like a minus 300. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That is absolute shit. I'm gonna make a commit to this project just to add white space to the fucking makefile. It's 10 minutes in. I can use the word fuck in YouTube, even though it's supposed to be suitable for work. I never promised this was going to be suitable for work. Yeah, okay. Don't write code like that. My God, people. Look, you want me to show you? Watch. People have scruples, like actually care about the world. You know what I mean? And white space saves lives. Literally, white space saves lives because people don't make like dumbass mistakes because they can actually read the code. Oh my God. I am so disenchanted at this point. White space saves lives. That's my quote. I'm going to do a quote here. My quote. I'm taking a moment to add a quote. Add quote. White space saves lives. I'm going to prove it. Yeah. Spaghetti code kills and white space save lives. Arbik Rob. You saw it here. Приветствую. Я также приветствую. Не Krampus. You're not Krampus? Как дела? Все нормально. Спасибо большое. All right. I mean, come on. Do you see this? What a difference of white space a line return makes. I mean, do I have to make my point any further? Спасибо. Do I have to make my point any further? Seriously, if you write code like that, because why? Because why? I mean, even the comments could be commented out. I mean, can be white space, right? I mean, that's a little not as good. I mean, I'm okay with this, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I got distracted by this absolutely butt ugly makefile that's in production. And I love Kind, and I was bragging about it. I was like, this guy is awesome. And then I saw that. Look at this, guys. Look at this. A main function that just calls app main. How beautiful is that? That's very much something I would do. Anyway. So the command itself, please tell me there's a library out here somewhere. Oh, he put his library in package. Yeah, I normally don't do that, but they do. Anyway. So this is where the parsing is. So you can go git grep YAML. And you can go find the YAML parser. And that's actually where I found it. And we don't need to keep doing this. But what it does is when you marshal YAML using the YAML v3, which I did think was kind of interesting. I won't lie. Where are we? Okay, go mod. Why did you put the go mod up here, not below? That's interesting. Anyway, so yes, it's using Cobra. Blech. It's using nothing, but it's using YAML v3, which is unlike Kubernetes. Normalna. YAML v3 is different than YAML v2. Kubernetes is perpetually tied to YAML v2. In fact, they changed YAML v2 and it broke, and the Kubernetes team had drama and got mad at them. You can go read about that. Anyway, so YAML v3 is kind of the future. But I've been kind of slow to go to YAML v3 because I was like, I don't know if I want it. And then I saw this, right? So there's no standard YAML parser in Go. You have to use a third party. And like Rust, what does Rust have? Rust has what's that funky named? It's really amazing though, by the way. The Rust lingua, not Toml, no. Rust has kind of like one library to rule them all, and it translates all of the configuration file formats. What's it called? No, Restaurant. No. Rust. I'm actually saying something good about Rust. Yeah, but so anyway, but it's not. I mean, nothing in Rust is built in. Rust is very much like NPM in that regard. Node. So, but anyway, so I'm surprised that there's no YAML parsing in Rust. It's pretty big deal. And so YAML v3, the Go package, whatever. This is the thing. So this construct right here. So first of all, this construct will parse. You see this inline right here? Не демобилизовали, значит, мои дела хорошие. Мне не демобилизовали. So they haven't conscripted you, so now it means you're good? Is that what that means? Да, я говорю по-русски, почему? Yes, I hope so. I paid $20,000 or so to go to college, unlike those paying $200,000 these days. Yeah, I went to college in Russia. Anyway, so inline, see this right here? This inline thing, that is only supported by v3. So if you don't know anything else about Go YAML parsing, make sure you know what library you're using and why. If you're using v2, if you want it to be compatible. By the way, v3 also forcibly injects four-space indent into all of the YAML output, which drives people crazy because version 2, which is like what kubectl does, right? kubectl get pods. I don't think I have a kubectl on here. No, I don't. Not yet, anyway. But it doesn't do indentation for arrays and stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But inline will stuff everything else. It's like a catch-all into there. So that's why I did this thing. But that's not why I'm here today. The reason I'm here today is because I want to see if it supports this really amazing composition inheritance-like construct in YAML so that we can make our OpenAPI specifications simplified, which is a pain in the ass if it doesn't do it. But we think it might. If it doesn't do it, we're going to have to resort to Go templates to build our OpenAPI YAML, because you can't cover, you can't have things that like incrementally add on to this other rep that's previous. And this is a lot of, I'm using a lot of assumed knowledge on your part if you don't know what OpenAPI is, but we're going to go with that. It's right under the key. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, with the indentation. Время опраздновать. Время опраздновать. Просто глупо перевели это. Google? Просто Google перевел это. Oh, so Google just is the one who did the translation of that? Because you're using Google Translate? So that might have been right. Non-indenting triggers me? Well, then you will like v3. Welcome to the v3 club. Не совсем еще рано. Не совсем еще рано. Not completely. It's still early. Anyway, I'm translating the Russian for the people that are watching. Anyway, so here's what we want to do. We want to say this. We want to put some, I'm going to change my sample that I already have. I mean, I already did all this to test this other thing out. So I want to use something different though. We're going to use a link. That was Google Translate. Good job. So let's do this. Let's say, I don't know, person. Let's say Rob. I know. Let's say person. Person, and we'll give it a link, and we'll say person, right? And we'll make the default name John Doe. I don't know why, just because. John, first name. First name. Here we go. So first name John, last name Doe, right? How am I? I'm actually very, very good. So as a default person, now we're going to have a specific person. So Rob is going to be a person. We're using YAML linking. This is why it says advanced YAML. This stuff is not supported by most YAML parsers. This is why we're testing it. Person. And then we're going to say last name. Okay. So up here we can say last name Doe. References and anchors. Yes, I should have. Did I call it wrong? Let me change the title. YAML references, links, references and anchors. Yes. Yep. Okay. So last name. So that we'll say this person's last name is I don't know why, but it's something else, right? Smith. How about that? Right. So now, here's the thing. Here's a construct you probably never saw before. This is gold to me. I am on the wild. So yeah, thank you, Het. Love you. Everybody go watch Het. Het schooled us in subnets and all kinds of stuff on Sunday while I relaxed and observed the Lord's day. Why does God have to rest anyway? Anybody ever wondered about that? Anyway, I'm not going to answer that question right now. So person, person, we're going to say, we're going to include, okay, we're going to have Rob be the same, but we're going to have it include person. Okay. And so apparently, YAML specification, what we're trying, this is really important for OpenAPI, and that's why we're going through this. And so, yeah. HTML final draft 1.1, yes. Example. We'll go and see the full length example. So here's a full length example of YAML, right? So this is the whole link and reference thing, or anchors and references, sorry, to use the proper terminology. So this is an anchor. It says build to is Chris blah, 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 right? And then down here it says ship to the same build to address, right? And that's fine if you want to like duplicate the whole thing without typing it again, which is super valuable. Try to do that in Toml. Can't do it. And I mean, people hate that, but it's actually really good when you're doing something like an OpenAPI specification. So, but there's actually something else. There's actually something else that we just found out today, and I don't know about it very much, so I'm gonna go look at it. And it's called a merge item. And in fact, let me show you what I mean. So, sample, right? So if I do a YQ with this sample.yaml, you'll see what it does. So this is my YQ tool. It's built on the Go YQ tool, and this is my version of it in Bonsai, but it's the same library underneath. And it says this is all written in Go. It says something, another thing, person, Rob, and then it has merge this person into last name, right? But what happens? I mean, that's fine, but here's where things get messed up. You do -J and you get, oopsie. I don't have a -J. I don't have a -J in mind for JSON output. No, I don't. But I don't need to show you this for you to understand. Which YQ? This is my YQ, which I like better than the other one. But let's do it. Sudo apt install YQ. I think. No, we're not doing that. There's a Python YQ. There's lots of YQs. This is my YQ. But this is pretty much the right thing. This is what you see. And there's just no J. There's just no J support. So normally, if it converts it to JSON, what that would do is exactly if I do this, right? So JQ's wait, if I do Y, wait, let's do Z, YQ to JQ. What is it? I have a thing on that. What is it? Y to J. There we go. Y to J sample. All right, now you see that problem? Send that to JQ. Problem. Whoa, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. My test is complete. I just finished my whole test, and that was easy. Holy cow, I forgot I already wrote that code. I forgot that I already wrote this code. I'm so good. God knows I'm not. I make plenty of mistakes, but sometimes things really work out. I already wrote this code. Yeah, I forgot that I already wrote the code. I forgot I already wrote it. This is my bonsai branch, Y to J. And it does exactly what I'm talking about. So this is my Y to J.go code. And it uses this technique of inline that from v3 that you can use in the YAML. And it goes out and it gets it. And it grabs all of the code from YAML, marshals it up, and then it unmarshals it into JSON and spits the JSON. There you go. So this is it. You can merge YAML and JSON files. Yeah. Well, in this case, you totally can. So it works. It totally works. I got to tell him right away. I have to report this. I'm going to close this video off. But if you don't understand what just happened, really study my YQ library. So rwxrob/y2j. What this does, literally, it uses the technique I learned from Ben the Elder in kind to use YAML v3. This doesn't work in v2. To use the inline parameter to populate this just basically holder for a map string any, and then it unmarshals that into just a generic map string any, and then it writes it out. It JSON marshals it. It uses JSON to write it out as JSON, and in the doing so, it populated the merge. And for you to understand why I'm so happy about this, you'd have to install the Python YQ or the other YQ, because when I did it with the other tool, it did not do this. It didn't do that. What it did is the same thing that you just saw. So my code that I've already written, which just makes me very happy, does the right thing. When I did this before, what it did is it eliminated the first name John in here. It didn't add it in. It didn't do the merge. So it's doing the merge properly, and it's populating stuff, which means that we can now use YAML referencing in our OpenAPI document instead of using this stupid brain dead JSON schema referencing, which does not let you compose things together. And we can write a tool, Y to J, that converts the entire thing properly without having to write a bunch of redundant OpenAPI entries. And for you to understand that, you're going to have to understand OpenAPI. But I'm going to take a little break really quick. I'm going to pause the YouTube video and we'll come back and I'll show you. And we'll actually do some of that. So this is great because I wanted to do this fast because they're waiting on this. And I'm going to report back to work. We'll put some music on while I do that. And then YouTube, we can come. But so the answer is, if you want to know how to do this, go look at github.com/rwxrob/y2j. That is where the magic is happening, and you can see how the marshalling does its thing. Yep, and that's really makes me happy. All right, pause. Okay, so we installed the Mike Farah. So the YQ library from Mike Farah, which has to be installed as a snap on Ubuntu, unfortunately, is not the same as my YQ. But mine is used based on the library. It just turned it into a bonsai branch, so I can include it into anything. And in the process, yeah, I'm getting questions from work. Give me a second. All right. Yeah. So this is simpler. I can't help it. There's no other way to install it. I tried. See? I blame canonical, but I don't really care. So YQ, which YQ? So this is my YQ, right? So let's temporarily move my YQ out of the way into temp. Which YQ? Now we have snap in YQ. I hate having snap in my path, but whatever. No, I'm not going styling because it would have overridden my user local bin one. So now we have a YQ, right? Uh-oh. Exec bash dash L because I got to rehash which YQ. There we go. YQ. And you get this big thing, yeah? So YQ-V gives you the version, etc. So now let's try our previous test, shall we? So where are we? Lab go YAML. Let's teamlux this for a second. Dash J sample. I know you can use the dash J. I don't have dash J in my version because I don't like dashes. So I'm gonna remake dash J, but that's essentially it, and that's why I installed the snap version. Yeah. So if we do the sample, here we go. So if we go to JQ, yeah, and then we go back to YQ. Now, this is why this won't work. This is why the YQ program is broken. This is what I was testing. Right? See what it does? You cannot use Mike Farah's YQ tool to do what I want to do because it's too dumb. It tries to maintain the merge here. You see this? It maintains the merge, which is good. It should do that. That's what it's supposed to do. Not today, no. No, that's a side project that's not going to get a lot of time, but it was fun, yeah. So, I'm at work right now. Like literally at work. Anyway, so yeah, so the built-in YQ is nice, but it does things like observe the proper merges. I don't want that. Right? Watch what happens when I do a dash J. This is so bad. That one worked. That one worked, my friends. I have to check the versions because that does not work. That does not work on my laptop at work. It didn't. I swear to God. It didn't. It left it out. My friend that I'm working with. It's very sus. If that works, then we're done. You know. How the hell do I print a version? 4.26.1. Okay, I have to go check work really quick. Because I did that at work and it didn't work. Ha! It's very sus. I am sussing hard. That's not even dirty, I promise. That's an actual thing people say. Seriously, I don't trust it at all. All right, so foo.yaml yq dot /j foo.yaml. It did not join them. It didn't do it. It's the same thing on Mac. I installed it with brew dash version 4.21.1. What the hell? Why did it work in the one but not the other one? It's the same version of JAML. It's the same version. I swear to God. Wait. Brew. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, I'm exing that file. Ex 4cdd. Ex. If you don't know about Ex, you need to learn about it. It's so cool. It did it. It did it. It must have been something wrong with my YAML. No, they're the same. So this is some sort of user error on my part. No surprise there. Oh my god. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I forgot the star. Yeah. I forgot the star. I forgot the star. Yeah, watch. I'll do it. I'll do it again. Don't forget the star, people. So it was working the whole time, and no new tool is needed. You can just use the YQ tool that you know and love. Based on Go, by the way. There's a Python one that's horrible. Brew, by the way, Brew changed their version of YQ. They used to install the Python version, and now they install the Go one. Thank God. Yeah. I'm not even kidding. So watch what happens if I break it. I'm going to break it. I think I just realized the problem. This is what I had. This is what I had. How stupid could I be? Yeah, that's what I had. That's why it didn't work. The star, because the star means a reference. Right? Well, okay, that's the end of this video. Get the syntax right. If you haven't learned anything else from this, yeah, you have to deref it. The secret is this, though. This special key right here, this special angle bracket key says inject everything into that spot. And then you get, yeah. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I just did it in front of everybody on YouTube, so don't be me. Now, how do I make the YAML again? Well, you know, you can use, I think you could use the same tool. For 4.5 seconds. Yeah, no. Sam, stop licking your butt on stream. It's not attractive. Stop it. Hey, stop it. Yo. If you're going to do that, go get some privacy. It's disgusting. I know you're a dog. Okay, what else? What are we doing? She's like, I'm just a dog here. I don't care. -J. Never even used the tool, so it's clueless. Yeah. All right, so then we're going to do this. We're going to change that back to JQ, right? But now we need to turn the JQ into YAML. Can we just do YQ like that? How about this? I just guessed. YAML. Oh, you can't do that. You can't go back. Does the YQ tool have it? And then I don't have to buy. And then I don't have to build anything. I have a feeling it does. I just don't know how. Well, no, we already have that, right? So -J is deprecated. You're supposed to do the long ass JSON thing. Yeah. I mean, that's all good, but I actually want the YAML, but I don't want the mergey thing in there. I want to expand that. So is that a possibility? Let's read the help, shall we, boys and girls? Blah, 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 blah. Completion eval. No, that's the default. I mean, I'll try it just because. What we need is a switch that expands links. And it might have it. Who knows? I mean, if it had it, it would be glorious. It will be glorious if it has it. Eval once loads all YAML documents on all YAML files and runs expressions once. Apply the expression to each document, each YAML file. We're already doing that. Show completion, no, we don't want that. Colors, no. Exit status, no. Front matter string, no. The fancy manual, yes we are. Yeah. Force help indent in place. Update the file in place of the first file given. -P input format string. Parse format for input. Note that JSON is a subset of YAML. No colors, no doc. The problem is that it's going to think that JSON is valid. No, I tried that. It did not work. I just did it. I'll do it again just to make sure. Yeah. Properties. Oh, look, you can use Y or J if you don't want to type it all. That's good. Okay. Pretty print. No. Stop licking your butt. Oh my god, this dog. I guess that's good hygiene. It's good dog hygiene. I don't know. Unwrap scalar, print the value and not quotes. Could be much more readable with bat. No, it could be more readable if I had a screen that had a tiny font. And people didn't use get ops that are stupid. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we could like convert it across the. That's probably a way to go. That's like a pain, but doable, right? Yeah. I mean, we know that converting it to JSON already does it, right? Hey, thanks for that, Paul. Yeah, we know that already does it. So, you know, that's the dash o YAML. So if we do dash oj, insert joke there, dot oy, it's going to be like JSON is YAML, so there. And it's not going to do anything. Watch. See? Yeah. But I like where you're thinking. I like your demented brain there. I like the demented idea of like forcing everything into XML first. I mean, this is horrible, but oh, look at that. It does not work. No. No sirree, Bob. You know why? Because it doesn't know how to parse XML. I'd have to have another XML parser. Okay. Yes. Good idea until Lowaski. Yeah, that's not going to work. YQ. I mean, JQ it'll do, obviously. We don't even need that. Just do like that. So then we do what? We have a problem here because when we use YAML, it does proper YAML. It preserves the YAML, which is all cool and everything. That's all good. And YQ to parse it as XML. YQ doesn't parse XML. Does it? Does YQ parse XML? Oh, you're talking about input XML. Output format string. Can you change the? No, that P is properties. P for in. Like input put. Oh, gotcha. Oh, this might work. That was the answer. You win the prize. You definitely win the prize. You win the prize. Bum 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 bum. You won the prize. Okay, that is all I need. The end. That's pretty much the end of this video, YouTubers. But do you need the XML now? No. But the XML is built into the YQ tool. We're already using the YQ tool everywhere because it's pretty standard these days. It's the installer. It's standard. It installs with Brew. It installs with apt. It installs with Snap. Whatever. Snap install. That's because the people who made YQ chose to make it a Snap. Yeah, whoever thought of that, good job. Yep, we forced it to get. I mean, I jiggy with it. I did not know you could even do XML. I did not know that. Another reason to use YQ. Saves me from writing a bunch of code. However, I will be writing my own version of this at some point, but I don't need it for work. So, if you're watching on YouTube, that's the end of that video. Hope you have fun with it. Stop.